Yeah, man. Now that it's like right now, it's February. Um, it's been already a month into the new year. I felt like this was the longest month ever. like January took forever. Like, what's some things that you got into, man, or like what's been on your mind lately? What's something really big that's been going on? Either a thought or something that you've done.
I'd say it's like um, trying to get a lot of things done. I mean, especially with my work, there's a lot of pressure. And then being a full-time student as well, it's not that easy.
It's a lot.
And then like having a girlfriend as well that you have to, give attention as well, right? And then moving out, that's one of the biggest things too.
Yeah,
It's because
sheesh.
like I never thought I would move out and then actually living my own self and just focusing on my career and then learning the hobby of like snowboarding. But getting a lot of those things done was so much fun. It was never easy. It was really difficult. I myself had a hard time trying to get everything done and putting into business, right? Because on my end, how I see it is that how would I be able to get all of these things organized, right? When there's so much things going on. It's hard for me. There were many times I actually had to cry. There were many times that I had to doubt myself. There were many times that I had to actually just stop and think about what I'm doing, if this is the right decision. But in the end of the day, I focus on what I want to do, what I want to achieve, and it just happened. I mean,
There you go.
I'm grateful for it. I became a better person. That pressure put me into so much, how do I say this? To so much like, confusion in my life, stress. By the end of the day, it's more like I felt like I was a gold. Like I was being put into fire,
there you
and
go.
then I just got purified, bro. And I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better. Yeah, I feel like a purified gold right now because of what I've gone through. Once I have gotten all of those done and accomplished it, it felt like I can do it again, right? I feel like I can take more things now than before because who would have thought like having so many things happening all at once will be coming up to me, and then next thing I know, I got it done, and then yeah, I mean, I think the biggest factor too that I have faced while I was doing those things was mental breakdown, bro. Mental breakdown.
Yeah. It's a lot, bro. That's
I
why.
know.
Of course, you're gonna go through because of like the many things you dealt with. So yeah, what were you saying about it?
Yeah,
It's something that you learned.
definitely. I mean, it's everything. It's all in our minds, having a great mindset, having that positivity. Of course, we're gonna feel sad. That's true, but you just have to accept it and take accountability for it, right? But that mental breakdown gave me so much open doors in my life, or I thought like I couldn't do it, but in the end of the day, I got it through, right?
That's good.
So what about you, like for yourself, like this winter, what else happened besides snowboarding?
Yeah, bro. Like I said, I felt like this month alone, like January, right? That was the slowest ever month. Like we just started the year and it felt so slow. Like we just barely finished it, right? Like we're just in the beginning of February right now, and like, yeah, I feel that I think it was more about learning things about myself internally. That's for me is my month.
Okay.
It wasn't so much like taking on new things other than snowboarding, right? I took that on and that was new. But I felt like it was more a realizations about me.
About?
So like let's just go through it. Like as you know, like it was my birth month last month in January, so I had experienced my birthday, and like sometimes as much as I want to avoid like these type of like thoughts as we get older, sometimes you just can't help but like question yourself, question your reality, and question like, am I doing things right? And what am I doing all these things for? Like my work, my job, these relationships, these hobbies, like what is it actually for, right? So I just had a lot of those like questions to myself, and just kept asking. It's almost like a midlife crisis, if you could say, right? It's almost like that. But I think that was the things that I learned about this recently that came up in my mind. And one of the biggest ones is just, I felt that recently in life I've been like humbled, and I'll just say it's towards like more of the financial side of things, right? And as much as like money, money is money. We work to get money, and like money, sometimes it doesn't have to be important in life, but also it's important in life too, right? And I think ever since it was just like another year has passed in my life, and then we got older, as my birthday, I just started thinking about things in my future that involved that stuff. It's just like, for example, like in my relationship, I know I'm still far away from marriage, but at the same time I was like, I should be considering it, right? I should be like putting some time, putting some effort towards that, to build like for a nice future for myself and my partner. And then at the same time, there was also like supporting my family, right? They've helped me all my life. I want to be able to do the same back. So that comes with like, helping with the house, with like bills, and then another thing was just like my personal things, right? Like taking care of myself. Like even if I were to just like not talk about hobbies, like, but hobbies take money, like snowboarding takes money, and like the other things I wanted to do. And just like, I think it really wasn't about the money was what I'm thinking of, but it was just about like all these things kind of like came to me. It came to my mind. It's just a reminder of like how much things you have to consider and how much things you have to take care in life. And that was the hardest part. It's kind of like similar to what you were saying. You did a lot of new things this year, like you're moving out, right? You're solo, trying new things, and then taking care of a relationship. For me, it was just like all the things that are my responsibility, it came crashing at me. And it was kind of hard. It's like I was like I don't know where to begin at the time. It's like, where do I start? So sometimes I had those moments where instead of like trying to do something about it, it just became like overwhelming. And then I just want to like, instead of doing something, it's almost like doing nothing at all. And then that's another pressure, right? Imagine like a day goes by when I don't do anything at all. Like it hurts, it affects you. It affects because it just feels like you didn't do anything for all the things that you were thinking about. And it sucks to think about that, where like you couldn't contribute to your day. You couldn't contribute to the future that you want to build, especially because the only way to build a future is by building something like right now, right? Because the future is far away. The future is the future, but you can never reach the future without dealing with your present, right? And that's just one thing that I've learned. And I feel that honestly, my biggest takeaway is that even if there's so much to deal with, you really just have to do something. You really have to do, it's just taking action. It doesn't matter on how many things there are. You just have to learn how to prioritize. So you gotta like find out things that really matter the most, whether it's like sense of urgency, whether it needs to be done soon, or just whatever is like really important to you. And then not only do you have to like prioritize, you also have to actually just target the things, and you can only do it one by one. It's too overwhelming if you think you can like go save up for vacations and like do things with your family that would make you happy, but at the same time you also have to save up for like something else, right? You physically and mentally can't always do things at the same time. So sometimes you just have to take a step back and like analyze your life and then tackle things one by one. And I think that's the biggest thing that I learned, especially after going through that in this past month, because I really started questioning everything. I was like, am I doing it right? That's like the biggest question. Is this what I meant to do? And I asked that for like everything in my life. Is this what I meant to do? And sometimes it puts you down if you're only stuck in that mindset. But then, I'm doing my best. Even right now, I'm still learning. I'm just trying to like flip the script. Instead of thinking that like just blaming everything on myself, just like take away that like negative self-talk out of your mind. Because even though sometimes it's natural to have. You can't help but feel sad. You can't help but cry. You can't help but you know, feel the pressures of life. But at the same time, what are you gonna do about it? Right?
Exactly.
It's always about, okay, like everyone can understand and can give you some space where you feel bad, but after that, what are you gonna do? Right? If you don't do anything, then that's on you. If you don't do anything afterwards, if you don't take action, if you don't tackle on like the responsibilities that you have under your belt, that's where you're gonna be at fault. So yeah, I think really just the biggest takeaway is like take a step back, take a breather, and like tackle things one by one, and just take action, because that's the most important. As long as you take action, you can never be wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's always about being better, even 1% a day, because that just meant that you did better, right?
Exactly.
And like what more of like a future where even like in the following week or in the following month, a year, 10 years, that you're gonna be better. Like imagine just like thinking about your future self, it's like way better than you were today. And that's where you want to be at, right? No matter what that looks like, no matter what the future Marvy looks like, no matter what the future me looks like, I just hope that the future me is like way better than who I am today, you know? And it's just about like reaching that goal. It's just always about your hard work towards that. And I think that was like the biggest thing that that's been on my mind recently. Yeah, man.
But you know what? Like the things that you've said, that kind of remind me of like how the market, like economy works. You know, it's like a stock market. The index funds. Back then it used to be at, you know, really really low. But now if you compare what was the amount where you initially invested compared now, it's way a lot higher. But you know, but that doesn't mean there's no downs at those type of points, right?
That's good.
But it's
I like
it. It goes down, but then eventually it finishes up a top high, right? And that's where a lot of people see, if you actually do something about it now, if you start today and putting work towards yourself, just like what you said, even 1% every day, it builds up compoundingly throughout the time, right?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
And
yeah,
then
actually,
that actually multiplies, and then you know you become this type of person, right? I mean, like what you said was true. Like I'm not against it. Everything you said was correct, because in my point of life, that's just the reality of it, right? That's the reality.
It's reality.
We can't do anything about it. If we don't do anything, we don't do any type of actions, if we just sit here and not you know, what do you call this, start doing the work itself, nothing's gonna happen. Right? It's just there's no momentum in life if you're stationary.
There you go. That's a
Exactly.
really good point.
Right?
That's a really good point.
Because like imagine you're standing here, like there's gonna be earthquake, there's gonna be things that will shaking you, but unless you actually, you know, step forward or actually walk, you're not gonna go anywhere, right? So what you said, I totally agree with it. That's a great realization. There's gonna be a lot of responsibilities, and now you felt that, right?
Yeah.
That everything's coming after you. Everything is like, oh, I have to consider this and consider that, and that's part of being a human being.
Literally.
And that's called maturity as well.
Yeah.
Because you are trying to take accountability of the things later in the future.
Right.
Because like what you said, if you don't do anything now, nothing's gonna build up in the future, right? Nothing's gonna go different ways. It's gonna turn out the same, right? It's gonna turn out the same if you just stand here, just sit here, chit chat, and don't do anything at all in life.
Actually.
Taking action is a really big part of it. Totally agree with it, and I think you're doing great at this point. You're realizing things, you're planning everything, you're actually putting the work. You're in the right path, and over the time frame, like if you look at yourself, comparing now and then later on in the future, you'll see a big difference if you keep doing what you're doing at the moment. Just like 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, if you think about like how you were 10 years ago, what would you say? Like, what do you think was the biggest takeaway for that? Probably maybe 10 years ago, who knows? Maybe you were this type of person, but then now you improve, right? Over the time being, we're, as human beings, we gotta improve ourselves. And having that type of realization where you know that you want to actually grow and that you're actually gonna take accountability of this type of responsibilities that's gonna come after you later on in life, will make you become that type of person stronger than anyone else.
It's good stuff, man, actually. And I want to add on to what you're saying. Like, I think things that life throw at you, there really are some things out of our control, right? There are things that are bound to happen, or we just can't do anything about it. It's life, right? And like you compared it to the stock market. I really like that, because that can happen in life. Even if, no matter how many highs you have and peaks, like you think, oh, this is it, like you're just gonna keep going up, there will be times it will go down. There will be times your life will like drop down and like not feel the best, or you might even fall to like something worse, right? You could fall to depression, anything. But I think like it's also understanding that like you as an individual have to do your best to understand that life can go down, and that's okay. Like it happens. But then it's just about how you react to what that happens, right? It's how you react, and it's how you get back up. And then what's your next action after that downfall, or what's your next action? And no matter what you go through in life, I think it is always about what you do next. Even if you're at a peak, even if life is good, it doesn't mean that like it's gonna always forever be good. So you still have to do something. No matter which point you are in life, there's something you have to do, right? There's something that you have to do. So I really take away from that, like as you mentioned, and I like firmly believe in that. Like you just have to keep working. That's life. Life really is just like a huge big test, and it's just about you and just getting through it, figuring out what to do through all the highs and the lows that like life throws at you.
Yeah,
man.
Oh, definitely. No matter how much you invest in yourself, you're gonna feel those, those type of days where you feel so down. But in the end of the day, as long as you're investing in yourself,
there you go.
You're gonna keep going up.
Investing,
right?
yeah, exactly.
That's the term. That's the term, bro.
Putting time to yourself, effort, time, whatever.
It doesn't have to be the money. It doesn't have to be items or material things. It can be anything.
It can be anything.
Right? That would consider as self-improvement. Learning, that's one of the greatest things that as human beings can actually attain. Knowledge itself, it doesn't matter like how rich we can get, but if you have this type of knowledge, that's where you can use this to gain anything that you want in life, basically. Like,
for real, bro.
Experiences, one of the biggest factors. That's why a lot of people are trying to be aware what can happen later in the future, because they compare from the past, right? And they don't want this, and they don't want to make the same mistake as what happened before, right? But that's life. I mean, you're right. Like, things are gonna happen. Things are bound to happen. We just gotta be ready to get back up on our feet and just tackle it.
How about the things that you said earlier, like that were happening in your life, especially in the beginning of this year, or what you've been through? Like you mentioned the move, you mentioned like, living by yourself, and like your work and all that, and being a student, right? Like, and everything that you did just then to build up, like, was it all worth it? Any regrets for any of that?
Definitely. I mean, like, I don't regret anything. I mean, it was worth it. It's true that it was real difficult. It was real difficult, but
like necessary. You think? You think so?
But what I experienced was something else. It's eye-opening. Many realizations. Because I never thought, like what I said before, I never thought I could have done it or something like that. I thought I would fail. I thought that I would just be crushed upon. But in reality, I took accountability. I just went for it. I did the best that I could, Like there were times that I failed, but that's life. I just had to get back on my feet, and yeah, just do it. Just like my exam. Like I failed that 2 times, bro. And actually, the third time, if I failed that the third time, I would lose my license basically.
Yeah.
But then the third time,
crazy
I was
pressure.
like, I would have stopped at that point, right? I would stop at that point. But I was like, it's either I win this, or I go home with nothing. I took the risk, and I was like, I don't care if this is the last chance that I have. I'll take it still, because I have nothing to lose.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know? Like, if I want to be somewhere, I should be ready to take the risk, right?
Exactly.
The
No, I
risk
love that, I
itself
love
is
that.
it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. In everything in life, we take risk, right? It's just like getting out of the vehicle. It's either you be able to make it to this place, or maybe something bad would happen to you, right? Or even like drinking this matcha, bro. It's either that you get choked up by this matcha drink, or you have a great time drinking the matcha drink. No, that's
It's
true.
true.
That's facts,
It
bro.
is.
Like,
It is.
everything here in life is all about the risk. It's just the matter of how you're gonna react to it, and
I agree.
that's one thing. That's the most important thing that you have to watch out for yourself. How you're gonna react. Are you, if something bad happens to you, are you gonna be just be sad the whole entire time, or are you going to do something about it?
Yeah.
Right? Are you gonna be putting some effort to make it work out, or are you just gonna stop doing what you're supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Right? So it's how you react, how you adapt to the situation. But all of those things that happened to me recently, it was really necessary for me. I mean, I'm thankful that happened to me.
That's good.
It doesn't matter if it was difficult, if it was painful, if it was like really depressing, but in the end of the day, I gained a lot of things from it, such as promotion. I mean, the reduce of stress, the peace of mind, being able to go out there and actually explore again, right? It's part of life.
Oh
Right?
gosh,
It's part of life.
That's
And
beautiful.
yeah, I'm grateful.
That's good. And like, look where you are now. You know what I mean? Like, if you hadn't taken that risk, you could have been somewhere else, and you would have been somebody else too, right? Life would have been different. It would have taken you a different course. But since you took that risk, it brought you here to where you are now and who you are today. So I'm really glad that's your reaction to, like, what you went through. And you say you wouldn't change a thing, like no regrets. So that's beautiful, man. I'm really glad. That just means that like the risk like was for the best, right?
Exactly.
And it's bound to happen. So I'm really glad. How about like, so no regrets, and you loved what you did. What's your like biggest takeaway then? For after all of that, like you said, struggles, but then it ended up being like great for you. Like, what's something that takeaway, or what you've learned from what you did recently?
I'd say facing the fear I have for myself. I mean, the challenges. And for me, I was really scared. I was afraid. But I just gotta do it. That's all. I think being able to face up my fears was a really great accomplishment. Being able to just go out there and then put all my effort and take those risks. Because if you were ever to ask me, what if I failed again the third time, probably I'd say to you, maybe it's not meant for me. But it doesn't mean I have to give up. Right?
That's right. Exactly that, man. Very. No, that's true. Because then, exactly. Because you like, life is full of choices, right? And then you either do or you don't. That's it. Like, sometimes it's just do or don't, or go or stop.
Yeah.
And like, the thing is, most of the time, if you stop or give up, like, you go home with nothing, right?
Mhm.
Like, or you know, sometimes worst case scenario really is just like life will still continue whether you do the thing or not. And that's the thing about the world, that's the thing about life, like nothing really is waiting for you. So what really do you have to lose? Like you said before, like you got nothing to lose. And then also, even had you failed, even though you didn't, but had you failed in that story, it's like you'll just realize, okay, maybe it's not for me, time to find something else.
Yeah.
And then boom, like both end in a very positive way, you know what I mean? Like now that you pass, you at least know that this is for you, or like this is meant for you, and then you're doing your thing. But even if you failed, you realize, you'd be like, oh, it's not for me, and then I'll you know, take a different path.
Yeah.
So you're always gonna learn something, but I think you can only learn something if you just like do things.
If
You just
you
gotta
do
go.
it.
You
If
just gotta
you do
shoot,
it.
right? You just gotta shoot. You actually just have to shoot, and then from there, boom. Like that's already life lesson. That's already lesson learned. You know. So it's like, geez, man, it's good. I'm really glad. It's so nice to hear it. Like, when this what's happened to you,
Yeah.
and like what you went through.
Thank you. I know. I mean, maybe a lot of people are going through it too. One thing that they should prepare for themselves is that they should be up for anything that will happen in our lives. It may not be the same result. Maybe it will be different, but that doesn't mean that, you know, it's not for us. Maybe there's other plans. Maybe there are other things why we are going through this. There are other reasons. Maybe there's something that's better for us one day. You know, not everything in life, every time we fail, is for a bad reason. Maybe it's for a good reason.
Right. That's right.
Or maybe it's a test for us if we are, you know, if it's really meant for us or if it's not, right? I mean, you just gotta be positive in life. That's one thing. Because in order for things to work out, is you need the great energy. You need that flow within your body where you tell yourself that you can't be down the whole entire time. Things go sideways, we just gotta keep going. Like what you said, like in this life here, no actions, no results, no future. In order for us to create a future, we have to do something presently, right? It is what it is. That's life, and we just gotta be up for it. But yeah.
Anybody that's like, what if you met somebody that's scared to take that initiative or to take that action, or like going through maybe exactly what you were going through in the beginning? What if someone just didn't know what to do next, or don't know how to start, or they're just too scared? They're too scared of the result or failing. Like, what would you tell someone like that? What would you tell like someone that was experiencing the past you in the beginning of this journey? What would you tell them?
Good question. I'll probably say that love themselves first. Like love their body, love their soul, love their emotions, love their whole entirety. If you don't love yourself, if you don't put any effort towards yourself, you're not gonna be comfortable. You know, because once you start loving yourself, once you start showing effort towards yourself, once you start taking care of yourself, that's when you realize that there's so much things that life can offer. The risk itself will come to you. If you fail, you're just gonna be positive about it, and you're just gonna, move forward. But if you stop, if you actually doubt yourself, if you stop doing the things that that you love doing, if you stop the things that makes you happy, it's gonna be difficult. It starts within you. Everything starts with ourselves. And the first step is being able to love yourself.
Hmm.
Because if you don't, life will treat you like.
Mm. That's good, man. That's good. Especially as somebody that's like, you've been through it now, right? You had that experience. So yeah, it'd be really nice for somebody, like even your past self, to hear something like that. So that's good, bro.
Yeah,
Good, man. That's good.
exactly.
Look at
bro.
this guy.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, because here's the thing, Sam. When you give so much importance to your body, to your mind, to your soul, that's where you're gonna feel you're up there, basically. If you don't do those things because of other situations, it's gonna be difficult to tackle them. How can you move forward? How can you actually, you know, walk in this life if you're doubting yourself? Doubt is there to prevent you to move forward, right? It's like,
Mm.
you know, crossing the road. How are you gonna get to the other side if you keep telling yourself you're gonna get hit, I don't wanna move forward, right? What if you think for a second, find something that would make you feel safe, where you can check left and right if there are any oncoming vehicles, and then you do your thing. But then if you just stop and, you know, don't do anything, and you're like frozen, you're not gonna be able to go to the other side of life. But yeah, being able to love yourself would actually help you to figure out um, what are the things that you're capable of, and that would help you reduce the doubt full in your heart,
Mm.
basically. But yeah, because the doubt itself would kill the momentum, the potential that you have in you. Everyone has potential. It doesn't matter if you have illness, if you are different from other people. Everyone has potential. That's the reality. All human beings have uh, their own task,
Mm.
right? But being doubtful to yourself is will just kill it, basically. Because you're not loving yourself enough. But yeah.
Mm. No, that's right. I think one saying, right, like doubt really is the killer of dreams, right? Like imagine how many times like maybe you've doubted yourself, or hear about people doubting, right, their things, situation, or like doubting what they want to start.
Uh-huh.
It's quick because it's easier. If you really think about it, it's easier to give up, because giving up, it's just like you can just stop.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I don't want to do it. That's it, right? I was like, I don't want to start snowboarding. It's too hard or it's too expensive. That's it. Like, boom. I would have never fallen in love with it had I not started, right? I like, and that goes for everything, right? Like, even if you're too scared to go talk to somebody, too scared to make to start an activity, too scared to, you know, just finally start that thing that's been on the back of your mind, because it's so easy. Once you doubt yourself, once you let it stay in your mind, like, that's it. That it'll literally kill your dreams. It'll literally kill everything that you believe in, because it's really strong. Like, doubt is super strong. So you really have to find ways to get rid of it, or just like control it, because like sometimes doubt is there because it's like your body's natural reaction to keep you safe. But if you think about it, sometimes keeping you safe is what's keeping you from growing, right? Like, imagine you doubt yourself from starting something, that's just your body trying to keep you in your comfort zone. And that's why comfort zone can be dangerous. Although you're safe, but then there's nothing else that will go from there. Your potential is like canceled out, because your body's just like, oh, we're safe here. This place is familiar. I know what we're doing here. Let's just stay here. Because we won't ever get embarrassed. We won't ever lose. But then really, like, is that really living? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's the question that comes up. Even though sure you're safe,
Mhm.
sure like yeah you're not gonna be hurt, but then are you really living, right? Are you really living life to the fullest? Are you using your full potential? And even just with this right now, like it took me so long to start because not gonna lie, like it was doubts. Like I'll give examples. Like it was what if no one listens? What if no one watches? Then what was the page for? Like what is this like channel for? What's the point of even doing like these chats, these podcasts? And then another one is like, oh, I don't even have the best gear. My stuff is gonna sound bad. I don't have good video quality. It's gonna look bad. See, like it's so quick. Like our minds are so quick to excuses because it's just trying to keep us safe.
Yeah.
It's just trying to keep us somewhere where like we won't ever lose. So that's why it's taken me a while. I'm not gonna lie, like that's why I appreciate like you took the time for now, because that also kind of helped me. That kind of boosted me out of my comfort zone. It made me like I gotta do it because like this guy's willing to do this with me. And then at the same time, it's like for the longest time I've always believed in like what I wanted this whole thing to be. I've always believed that it's gonna be a help for myself because I get to chat my emotions and my thoughts to someone else, and then I get to hear another story from someone else, so then I get a new perspective in life. And then what more if like this could help somebody else that's
Exactly.
listening. And that's like one of the best things for me, like personally. That's how I see this, and that's why I just wanted to shoot and go for it, because like in all directions it could like help somebody. In all directions it leads to a positive like path, you know what I mean? And even if it doesn't do that, even if I don't get like a lot of viewers, even the thing is I'm doing something that I believe in. I'm doing something that I love. And I think that's where everyone has to strive to go for where their love is, for where they want to be at. Because that's going to be your like most peak performance. That's going to be your most happiest self. Like being somewhere where you want to be. Don't you want to be there, right? Like of course everyone wants to be where they want to be. So yeah, that's why for me that's my doubt killer. That's how I could like try to eliminate doubtful thoughts, is just thinking about what this could do for me and what this could do for others. So yeah, man,
That means you love yourself.
yeah, exactly. You're right, exactly, like you mentioned before. It's just loving yourself also means understanding yourself, right? Just like what I just told you right now, that's kind of me understanding the situation. That's me understanding like what I want. And then now that I kind of understood myself, and that honestly, that's a lifelong process. Sometimes you're gonna have to always constantly love yourself, and you're always gonna have to think about it. You won't always get things straight away.
Yep.
And that's okay. Everyone has to understand that. So yeah, man, love yourself first, and just like fight. Like you really do have to. Like the more you love yourself, the less you'll doubt yourself.
Exactly.
Right? The more you love yourself. That's super important, right? That's super important. So just find who you are, find it deep inside, go towards the things you love, and then boom, you're a step closer to already loving yourself. You know what I mean?
Because you'll never find out what you want to do in life until you actually do something. Right? That's really important. A lot of people may see it as like, how do I say this? May seem like it's not the right thing to do, because why would you do something that you are, unsure of, right? But we actually, to be honest, we actually don't know what we want to do unless we start doing other things, right? I mean, who would have thought that I would love this type of subject? Like, let's talk about school, right? In school, it's like, at first, when we were born, we do not know anything at all. We don't have the capacity to understand things. But as we get older, as we grow up, our parents exposed us to different types of things, right? So exposure, we never really had that decision before where, I don't want to do it, but it just happened to be there because we were provided.
Right.
Right? We were provided, and then we got option, and then we had different types of options that, you can do this and that, unless they force something into you, okay? Because we were exposed to this type of different types of things as we get older or in the school. But there are times where we are prevented, or we were prevented on the things that we want to do, right? And that's sometimes it confuses us, because how could we figure out the things that we want to do if there are other things that are being forced into us, right? So with that being said, connected to what I was saying, is that everything in life is based on how we are exposed, how we take on the things that we are unsure of. Because in reality, we human beings itself would not be as advanced as of today if we didn't take those type of risk, if we just stay in our comfort zone.
No, that's right.
Right. But we exposed ourselves into many things that could have done it could have gone wrong. But in reality,
look at it now. Look at us now, right?
There's a lot of buildings surrounding us. Maybe back then people were hesitant to have this, but it helped a lot of people with the population. But maybe back then the people were like, oh, I don't want this type of building. Why is this going to be constructed? Right? You just have to find something good in everything that happens in our lives. Being exposed onto that type of things and onto those uncertainties. But that's the reality, though.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. That was really good, everything you said. And I love it because I got to hear your perspective. There's things that were already similar, like beliefs and thoughts that we've had, and then there was like some eye openers and things that I even learned just from your experience and your story. So yeah, it really is just all about just doing things, man. Don't be scared, because in the end, look at what not being doubtful, not being scared has done. Like you mentioned, look around us, man. All this stuff here is from somebody just going for it.
Exactly.
Somebody taking the risk.
Exactly.
Everything that's happening around us is created by people that probably had the exact same thoughts too. But then they didn't let that stop them.
Exactly.
So, same thing goes for you, me, and everybody else, man. Just gotta do that. You just gotta shoot. Just gotta go.
You gotta do what you want to do, man. You'll never know what will happen in life unless you do it. That's why I'm thankful for my life. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for a lot of things that happened to me, because I'm not gonna be the same Marvy as you're talking to if I didn't just adapt to it. If I didn't accept it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Maybe if I was the different Marvy, let's just say I was the opposite Marvy, where I'm all about the negative thinking that it's not gonna work, this is not supposed to happen, I want to accomplish many things. I'll probably be so down. I'll probably not the person that you're gonna talk to about positive things. I'll probably make sure that you're gonna be down too, because all I'm gonna be talking about is all about the negative life, right?
Yeah.
Instead of encouraging, instead of making you positive. It hits different when you're positive in life. It hits different when you think about great things in life, and it hits different when you look at what we have right now compared from back then. Human beings supposedly to improve over time and not going backwards, right?
Yeah, it's always meant to advance, right? And it has even in the last 100 years, look how the world has changed, right? Everyone has changed. So I think even one other thing I wanted to just add is if anyone is also still doubtful and still thinking low on themselves, on their current self, and they think, oh, I haven't done much, or I'm not worth it, I'm not gonna gain much, or I'm not gonna achieve much anymore. I think one thing that everyone should do every once in a while is literally take a step back in life and just look at yourself, scan the whole thing, not just who you were today, even recently, or even years ago. Like, look how far you've gone.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that you're here is literal proof that you didn't give up.
Yes.
Right? The fact that you're still here standing today,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't give up. Even though you, as much as a negative person can be, the thing is, just breathing is already a blessing. Like breathing and being alive, being able to do what you're doing, having that job, even though it might not be the best job or whatever you're doing, it's still like you're still here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason you're still here and you didn't give up. So some people just have to, even for those that don't think that like they're gonna get far or accomplish much, just like, you know what, don't think like that. Like, you know what, look at yourself and look a year ago, look 10 years ago, look how far you've come.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And as you mentioned, we were so different even just a year ago, bro. Even just 5 years ago, that Marvy, that who you were 5 years ago, you're like hella different. Even myself, oh man, like I would have never thought that I would be doing the things I am today. If you were talking to like my past self. Like no way would I believe that I did all these things. No way would I believe that I was trying to be this. So, you know, that's just kind of like more of a peace of mind kind of thought. Like that's a food for thought. Yeah, you don't have to be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Because all you have is yourself. In the very end, you only have yourself.
Yes.
So as we've talked through everything, it's like, just go for it, just shoot, man. But also give yourself some peace because you've been trying your best. Because life is so hard already. Life is hard as it is. Why make it harder?
You deserve to be happy.
Yeah, you deserve to be happy. Why make it harder? You don't need to be negative on yourself. And although negative things can be like good criticism on yourself, but too much just won't get you anywhere. Like realistically, like just being negative on life or like on yourself, what's it gonna do? Really, what is it gonna do? It's just words. It's just thoughts. But like we've talked about, it's about picking yourself up. So no matter what, it's like life really is just a loop. It's just like an endless loop. But then sometimes you just gotta break out that chain of just negativity and chain of doubting yourself and not thinking you can do more. Once you break out of that, you're on your way, bro.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, man. Bro,
That's good.
That's good. Thanks,
like
man.
it. Hey.
It was good. Freaking, it was good, bro. That was fire, man.
It was the matcha, bro.
It was the matcha. Give us performative mind.
Performative mind.
That was